Traffic heading in and out of downtown Minneapolis, Minnesota. The setting for our broadcast tonight. A good Friday night to you sports fans. You've come to the right place. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. From the sideline, our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. DA, it's all yours.
Well, for Bradley Beal, it all started with his shot. His mom was a great athlete in her own right, and she coached him. By age 7, he was making high school range threes. He said, "I just run from arc to arc. I loved it because you knew you had to guard me all the way out there. Everywhere I went, it was shooter, shooter. My name became shooter." Kevin, it still is.
It sure is. Thanks, David. And here's a look at some numbers for Teague.
And the stat to look at is his steal total over the last 5 games. He's been focusing more on his defense, trying to be a disruptor, and it's made them a lot tougher on D.
And now Washington's starting group. Wall runs the point with Beal at the 2. Hachimura out there with Wagner, and it's Bryant in at center. And for the Timberwolves, Vonleh and Towns, the duo inside. Higgins and Covington fill the wings. And it's Teague in at the point guard position. Well, it's a new front office in Washington, and Greg, they've got their work cut out for him.
John Wall's huge Supermax contract as he deals with the Achilles injury. Tough questions to be answered about the direction they're going to take talent-wise.
Teague against Wall. He kicks it to Beal. Shot clock at 5. Wagner passes to Beal. Cans it from downtown. Beal's got the first 3 points tonight for Washington.
Boy, the defense really wasn't bad there, but he's a gifted shooter from distance.
Pass to Towns. The shot misses. Now Washington takes it the other way. Last time they met was in Washington.
Yeah, and they really squeaked out a close one in that last matchup. Came down to just a few turnovers that gave them the margin of victory.
Well, composure, execution, efficiency in a tight ball game is typically what's going to determine the winner.
And when he's on the floor, offensive rebounding is always going to be a strength for them.
Greg, he keeps so many possessions alive, doesn't he?
And you know, those second chance opportunities can be game changers. He represents so much value to this team because of what he does. Usually, guys, he's going to knock that one down from there. Proficient at operating in that medium range area.
So it's the Timberwolves now. Wiggins outside. Outside, Towns. Back to Wiggins. 5 on the clock. It's stolen by Wall. And here's the fast break. Beal leading the way. Wiggins with some nice D.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over.
And again, Minnesota will turn it over. So it's the Wizards now. Now about 2 minutes gone here in the first quarter. It's Beal on the wing. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
And, you know, you don't hear a lot of talk about it, but Brad Beal is one of the top shooting guards in our league. The scoring, the playmaking he provides is really right there amongst the elite.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
He's off on the first. And Beal about a 25-5-5 player last season, Greg. Most would agree that that's star-level production.
Those are Hall of Fame-esque numbers. I'd put him up there with Klay Thompson and Jimmy Butler Fantastic scorer who does it with strong efficiency, and he's only getting better.
Now here's Teague. 14 points from him the last game against San Antonio. From the line, and that one's good. Wiggins. And it's all knotted up.
Out of the pick and roll, Wiggins doing a nice job staying poised, causing the defender just enough hesitation where he can make his move.
It's Beal on the wing. That's tipped. Here's Wagner. 4 on the clock. Beal gets a wide open look, and it's off the back rim. No good.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
And it's Towns on the follow.
Well, I like the way Towns reads where the ball is coming off when it's missed. And he's got excellent timing as well and did a good job beating everybody to the ball.
Now here's Wall. Boy, he was something else against Boston. Here's Wagner. Pass to Beal. Here's Wall. They grab their own miss. Wagner passes to Bryant. And the rejection by Towns. And the pass to Teague. Wall with the steal. And the slam dunk by Wall.
Tell you one thing, it's a bonus to have a guard who can flush it like that. I mean, Wall gets up high on these jams.
First quarter of play and just over 3.5 minutes in. Wiggins drives in. Here's Towns. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call.
Now a moment to see the stats for Wiggins, how he performed last season. Averaged about 18 points a game, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists. And you talk about guys who just have a nose for putting up points. He is one of them.
Yeah, he sure is, and he rarely has back-to-back bad games. If he has an off night, he usually follows that up with a big night.
Beal dishes to Bryant. And the rejection by Towns.
A tremendous shot blocker in college, Kevin. Towns has packed that part of his game and brought it with him to the next level.
And if you're the guy who has to guard him, it is never going to be an easy night for you.
Here is Wall. Following the basket by Andrew Wiggins. Pass to Hachimura. Back to Wall. To the left side wing. Out of bounds. Minnesota takes possession.
And let's take a look at Karl Anthony Towns' numbers. Last season, he played outstanding. 7th in rebounding, 9th in blocks, and he ranked in the top 15 in points per game, one of the league's premier offensive threats.
He was a top 10 rebounder last season for good reason. He's an incredibly intense guy to compete with. And for a full game, too. I mean, just nonstop. That one falls.
Well, I like the focus Towns has. So confident down low. Taking advantage of his size there.
All with it. One of the dependable scorers on the team. He's averaging close to 17 points a game. Pass to Hachimura. Clock at 6. Bryant trying to free himself up. Hachimura, no good. Timberwolves leading by 4. Teague finds Towns. Doesn't go that time. Now the Wizards take it the other way. Their last game, a win against Boston, looking to...
Yeah!
And the instincts there from Hachimura. Notice the overcommitment by the defense and then makes the right pass.
Outside, Towns. Well, Clark, no doubt you've been through this many times. The regular season is a grind. I think you said that before. Do the veteran players need to teach the young guys how to handle that schedule?
I clearly think, Kevin, that the veterans can be helpful, but there's nothing like firsthand experience, and you really have to experience the length and the grueling nature of the season to understand how you best can weather the schedule. But veterans certainly can be helpful.
Is there a rookie wall, Clark? Is that true?
Yeah, I think there is one. Clearly, I hit it, and most rookies that I've talked to during my time and beyond find a period in that season when they bump into that wall.
The first one falls.
And the young Timberwolves head coach Ryan Saunders, son of former Minnesota coach Flip Saunders, about as great of a pedigree you could ask for as a young coach.
Well, guys, you've heard me talk about the DNA when it relates to players. It's the same with coaches. I mean, Ryan has grown up seeing his dad coach at a high level, the late Flip Saunders, one of our favorites in the business. He spent his whole life around basketball, so he has a great way with players and a real good understanding of the game, to a modern-day approach for a young coach.
Here's Covington. Following the basket by John Wall. Covington finds Towns. The Timberwolves again can't hit.
His shot's just, it's not there right now. With his team leading, perhaps, let's focus on some other areas of the game.
Here's Wagner. Again, the Wizards score. And so it's Teague with it. He'll bring it up for the Minnesota Timberwolves. They trail by 1 to the paint. And it's slammed in by Teague.
Unselfishness, always admirable in a basketball player, and Covington consistent at giving it up when one of his teammates is open.
Wall against Teague. Passes it to Hachimura. Rebounded by the Timberwolves.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
Yeah, I like the way they're setting the tone. Really playing with a lot of energy here at the start.
So timeout called here, the first for Washington.
Well, it's not been easy for Andrew Wiggins the last few seasons, guys. The production has just fallen short of expectations. He was a #1 pick back in his draft class and really has struggled to live up to what the fans have expected him to be.
Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Jang, he's checked in for Vonleh. Jake Layman comes in for Robert Covington. Culver's checked in for Wiggins, and it's Napier in for Jeff Teague. And with Wiggins, who's clearly a talented player, Clark, but people just want more from him.
Yeah, I agree with you, Kevin, and a lot of it is a matter of consistency. And when the expectations are high, being a former overall #1 pick, that pressure can affect you. But I think if Wiggins can just lock into being consistent, all of that will subside.
Minnesota in the lead. Now, here's Culver. 8 points his last outing. Good on the baseline, Jay.
And for me, guys, this is an area that Culver should utilize more often, showing off that incredible feel with the jumper.
Now, here's Thomas. He's certainly been a consistent piece of their offense, averaging about 14.5 points a game. To the inside, Smith kicks to Mahimi. Trying his luck from deep. Bonga, no good. Timberwolves leading by 3. Here's Culver. That one drops for him. Culver's got his second basket.
Outstanding vision from Karl Anthony Towns. Not only is he willing to give it up, but he's ready to find his teammates when they're open.
Now, here's Thomas. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Smith finds Bertans. That's no good. Couldn't get his first shot to go.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
Yeah, sensational is a really good word for it, Greg. They're tearing it up on the glass.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for Minnesota.
Well, you have to admire their intensity in the paint defensively. I mean, really contesting and even blocking shots. Definitely a factor early.
Yeah, also, though, they've done a good job of pounding the offensive glass for second chance points.
Well, as much as Gorgui Dieng does on the court, he'll be remembered, Clark, by many for his off-the-court contributions.
Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly there. Dieng has revamped hospitals in his home country of Senegal, as well as sent thousands upon thousands of meals back to his homeland. I mean, you can't say enough about what this man has done for others. And that really is a measure of influence, maturity, and leadership. Great impact being made by Dieng off the court.
Here's Thomas after the made shot from Karl Anthony Towns. The pass to Smith. To stop the run. Thomas, no good. There's the foul. It's on Mahinmi. That is his first foul of the game. Timberwolves leading by 10. Culver passes to Napier. Outside, Towns. Over Mahinmi. And it's Towns missing. Washington's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Pass to Bonga. All alone. And it's good off the back rim and in. Bonga's got his second bucket of the night.
You talk about passing. Smith is one of the best in the game in that aspect. An incredible distributor.
Here's Napier. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet.
And I'll tell you who I feel for. The Wolves fans. One playoff appearance in the last 15 years.
Yeah, and you know, they've had some exciting talent in Minnesota, guys, but they've done very little winning with that talent. I think the good news, though, when you want to spin it positively, they still have that talent, and a lot of the talent is young.
He misses the free throw. A lot of different ways, Clark, to construct a roster. What would be your preference as a general manager? Any direction you might want to go?
Well, obviously, if you have an opportunity to get an outstanding franchise-type point guard or versatile wing player in today's game, I think those are the pieces that you really need to start with.
Because there's so much spacing and so much switching on defense.
Exactly, and I failed to mention a two-way player at that wing spot who can defend multiple positions but also has a pretty strong offensive skill set.
Timberwolves leading by 9. There's a whistle, and it goes on Isaiah Thomas. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus, and we'll go to the line to shoot 2. The Timberwolves made 3 of 5 free throw attempts.
Yeah, looking over their percentage on the season, I think they will be thrilled with the number in terms of their free throw percentage, 79.
And both free throws good for Napier. There's 1:40 left in the first.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Pass to Bertans. And finished off by Bertans.
Yes, you do. That pass on point on time. Thomas good at putting his teammates in the position to score.
1:25 left to play in the first. Now Napier. He gives his team some nice contributions, averaging a bit over 10 points a game. Towns, the pass to Layman. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
Clearly a foul. I mean, didn't give him any choice but to blow the whistle. I mean, you got to play without fouling.
This is his first trip to the line tonight. And the first one at the line is good.
Man, they are just living at the line.
Yeah, doing an outstanding job of attacking offensively and forcing the issue. And, you know, even though in today's game floor spacing is all the rage, the last 5 years the Wolves attempted the fewest threes in the league. And when they did shoot them, they didn't make very many of them.
Now, here's Bertans. He had a big outing in that Celtics game as well. Thomas's shot is off.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
A shot by Culver, nobody around. Another miss by Minnesota. Wizards trail by 11. Here's Bertans. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. The Wizards have converted 1 of 2 free throws so far today.
Yeah, and fairly decent a season ago, about 77% from the line.
And comparing to the numbers of last season, they've made a bit of improvement. So that's some positive momentum they can look to build on.
Good on both.
Well, he's certainly been on target with the free throws. Such an advantage when your bigs can knock them down from the line.
Here's Towns. Rebound by Smith. About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. And the bucket is good. Three-point play chance here for him.
Well, you've got to be very aware of Smith's passing off the penetration, which is why lanes open up for him for easy baskets, because the defense knows he's looking to pass.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
One shot.
Boy, and at only 6 feet tall, Smith uses that blazing speed of his to keep defenses off balance. Good luck trying to stay in front of him.
Here's Napier. Here's Jang. And finished off by Jang.
There it is, guys. One of those effort plays that makes a big difference in the game.
And GA, it is definitely making a difference so far today.
Well, you know, if you're not going to take care of the defensive glass, it's going to be hard to come away with the win.
It's been all about Karl Anthony Towns for the Minnesota Timberwolves. He got into double digits for the quarter with 10 points total. We'll get right back to the action when we return. And being a smaller player is a challenge, but Isaiah Thomas always confident attacking the lane.
I just go in there. I've been doing it since I was a little boy. Like, I've always been the smallest guy out there, but when I get on the court, I feel like I don't see any height. So when I go in there in the paint, I expect myself to score or make a play for somebody else. And then, I mean, other people go crazy about it. I feel like it's normal.
Thomas brings that fearlessness, Greg. He's always played with a chip on his shoulder.
And he's got a deep bag of tricks for finishing around bigger players. It's really something to watch.
And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. And guys, what's your take so far on the Timberwolves?
Just cashing in on second chance opportunities. That's how they built this early lead.
Boy, grinding it out on the glass. They've really been working for those points.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. So on the floor for Washington, Isaiah Thomas out there with Smith. Then there's Davis Bertans. Then there's Ian Mahinmi. And it's Bonga in at the small forward. Thomas dishes to Mahinmi. And the rejection by Jang.
And this is something you'd like to see more of from Jang, given his size and wingspan.
And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. And we all know how rough things have been for Thomas the last few seasons, Greg, battling injuries and trying to find the right situation for his talent.
And the injuries have clearly taken their toll on Thomas. A lot of things need to go right for you to be a star player at his size, and lately that just hasn't been the case.
2 shots.
First free throw is good. A lot of players keep track of their stats, their own team stats. But Clark, how much do guys pay attention to stats in game?
I have no idea. I mean, I know stat sheets are given to the coaches during the timeouts throughout the game, but I don't think players in general are able to monitor their numbers. Now, there are exceptions to every rule. I imagine every team may have a player or two that can chart his numbers during the game, but the vast majority are too occupied with playing the game to keep up with the stats.
And they're looking up at the scoreboard too, aren't they? Because they give individual stats up on the board.
Oh, man. I tell you that, and then watching replays is one of my pet peeves with players. I mean, they should just focus on playing the game instead of always looking up to see if they fouled or not.
And Minnesota has possession following the bucket by the Wizards. Here's Towns from 16 feet away. He cans it. Towns has got 12.
Boy, I like that sweet-looking shooting stroke that Towns has. So polished and efficient. His mid-range J on the money.
Now, here's Thomas. And it's Smith penetrating. Bertans and finished off by Bertans.
And no doubt they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
And that deficit will go away quickly if he does, Greg.
Well, I like the way he capped off that drive. The one-hand hole punch.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Ish Smith. That is his first foul of the game. And some changes here for the Timberwolves. Robert Covington's checked in for Towns. Wiggins comes in for Jake Layman. And it's Teagan for Shabazz Napier. And a switcher also for Washington. Beal's checked in for Smith.
You know, there isn't a lot of time in between when T caught the ball and then when he let it fly. I mean, that was a great example of a quick catch and shoot.
Now here's Beal. He picked up 12 points in their last win against Boston.
And he also looked to attack at the defensive end of the floor. 3 steals in that game. And they continue to control the glass.
Guys, I think they've simply been the more physical team, and that's why they're ahead.
Wizards trail by 7. And Thomas, here we go. A beautiful reverse layup.
For somebody his size, Thomas is uber aggressive when it comes to attacking the basket.
And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. And stolen by Thomas. Kicks to Mahimi. And it's Beal in the corner. Passes to Bertens. Over Jang. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. Jang's got 4 rebounds now tonight. For the 3. Culver's shot is off.
Oh, man, you know he'd love to have that one over.
Wiggins against Beal. The layup off target.
And another miss. Ooh, he's having a really ugly game.
Yeah, about as ugly as you can have, you're right.
Staying alert and aware. Wiggins sees his man flash to an open spot. Pass is right on the money.
Now here's Beal. Right now he averages nearly 23 points a game, a relentless offensive force. There's the pass to Bonga. Shoots over Culver. And another miss by Washington.
And if you ask me what percentage of the time he's making that shot, my answer would be in the single digits.
Well, you can't be forcing a shot like that. You got to keep the ball moving. Get something better.
The Timberwolves making a switch here. Onlay's checked in. Here's Teague. Some solid defense from Bryant.
And that is a textbook example of how to defend your rim.
And you know, guys, I love his fight and grit on the interior. I mean, he never lets a shot go uncontested.
Now let's take a look at the most efficient scorers in the NBA from last year's campaign. You look at Bryant, 4th in the league and as consistent as they come.
Put the ball in the bucket. I mean, that's the name of the game, right? I mean, just ask him. He'll have the answer for you.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots.
Free throw shooting is about mechanics, confidence, and your mental approach. He's locked in from there most every night.
And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, over the last few years, there's been a lot of talk about seeding playoff teams 1 through 16, regardless of conference. Now, taking the top 16 teams is a tough sell, especially for owners whose teams are in the relatively weaker Eastern Conference. But taking 8 teams from each conference and then cross-seeding earlier than the finals is something that does seem possible down the road. The reward for fans might be a finals matchup with the 2 best teams in the league. Kevin?
Interesting ideas. David, thank you.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one drops. Clark, you were such a terrific athlete growing up, and it must be fun for you watching your kids and soon your grandkids go through their athletic journeys.
It really is one of the great blessings and treats of my life to see our kids grow and develop as people, but also to enjoy different sports. Our boys played basketball and soccer, and our daughter played volleyball, all played in college at some level. And so it is great. Anytime you see your kids find their lane, enjoy running in it, and do well in that lane, it's joy indescribable.
And how about Wall? Just phenomenal at taking it to the defense with that lightning quick first step.
And so it's Teague with it. He'll bring it up for Minnesota. They've led by as many as 11 points. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with San Antonio.
I tell you, they were drawing a lot of iron from the perimeter. Couldn't get the threes to go down, and really the story of the game.
And, you know, that's a big part of how they attack and win, getting it going from the three-point line. But at the end of the day, it didn't happen.
Wiggins against Beal. And that one's good. Wiggins has got his third bucket of the night.
Wiggins just staying with it, refusing to let the defense get the better of him there.
Pass to Beal. Back to Wall. To the paint. Wants to get it to Bryant and does. His fourth shot, his fourth miss. Still looking for his touch tonight.
I wonder what the score would be if they weren't controlling the backboard.
And, Greg, it's clearly been their edge, and in a close game like this, you look for every edge you can find.
And here's Wall after the three-pointer from Robert Covington. Wall against Teague. Beal, the pass to Wagner. Shot clock at 6. Gets an open look and hits. Wagner's got his second bucket.
Got a little fancy with the fadeaway on that one.
Teague feeling it out a bit. And it's sent back by Bryant. And he's able to get it back. Knocked loose. Beal with the steal. Wall against Teague. And with that shot, the Timberwolves lead is cut down to 3 on the bucket from Wall.
And just the overall aggressiveness. Wall enjoys taking on a challenge and succeeding, especially when the D is all over.
Teague against Wall. Teague can't hit.
Boy, just cannot buy a bucket, guys. I tell you what, that's a painful quarter for him, and it's painful for me to watch, too.
Hachimura, no good. Timberwolves leading by 3. Knocks it loose. Wall with the steal. Wide open look. And good as it just snugs right down through the net.
And a solid shooter from mid-range. Hachimura with textbook fundamentals.
Ball's knocked loose. Oh, and here we go. Wall's got it. The fast break chance. Beal can't get it to go. Wiggins up top, covered by Wall. The Timberwolves again can't hit.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised if he gets yanked soon. I mean, that's how bad his shot selection has been.
Hachimura, no good.
And the activity he shows around the rim is why he is such a respected defender.
And you know what? He's not going to give up an easy finish at the rim. I mean, that's just against his constitution.
Those plays can make a difference in a game like this.
Well, you know it's going to fire up, Greg, everybody on that bench.
Making a statement for sure. I mean, we'll see if they can maintain that aggressive approach, guys. You've got to have a good basketball IQ to be effective. I love the decision to kick it out.
Minnesota's gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. Pass to Jang. Now here's Wiggins. 5 to shoot. Beal with the steal. Nice ball movement by Washington. Here's Wall. Good, and it's Beal picking up the assist. And 12 points for John Wall. And breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for the Wizards.
Boy, they've really amped up the pressure at the defensive end, guys, and have piled up the steals in the early going.
And also, how about the fact defensively, they're getting that backboard and getting out in transition, especially in this first half.
Here's Wiggins following the basket by John Wall.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
Down low. And Bryant slams it in.
Yeah, you know, John Wall is so masterful as a floor general. He's a real maestro out there, terrific at finding the open guy on time and on target.
Well, it has been a long road back from injury for John Wall, Greg. The heel issue followed by the Achilles tear.
And you just hope that Wall can make a full recovery and get back to the player he once was. Provides so much with his speed and playmaking as well as scoring.
Passes it to Wagner. Back to Wall. Here's Hachimura. And a foul call. Almost got it to go in, but he'll go to the line for two. And out of Japan, a real interesting prospect. Hachimura, especially now that he can stretch the floor.
Yeah, he found the three ball in his last year of college, hitting over 40%. You combine that with the size, the motor, he is really versatile, and I feel like he's putting it all together.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First one falls for him.
And although he started playing the game later in life, Hachimura has picked it up well, and exciting young player to watch.
Here's what Minnesota's going with right now. Towns, he's checked in for Jang. Jake Layman comes in for Robert Covington. And it's Napier in for Jeff Teague. Ish Smith, he's checked in for the Wizards. Timberwolves trail by 3. Napier feeling it out a bit. And the layup's good off the glass. Napier's got 5.
Now how about how he sets his man up there, runs him right into the screen, and then gets the basket.
That's his second foul of the first half. Not a big deal yet, but something to keep an eye on.
And John Wall, of course, having to fight back from that torn Achilles, but also is now having to play up to that super max contract he signed.
2.
That free throw missing. And with Wall, no doubt he's a star guard. But with that contract, Greg, comes heavy expectations.
No doubt. And I'd like to see Wall become more proactive, really as a playmaker on offense in the near future. Depending on how he feels after the injuries, he might need to change his style just a bit.
So the Timberwolves called their first timeout.
And Kevin, they've been committing a lot of turnovers here. Taking care of the basketball is the #1 priority right now in that huddle. They've got to tighten it up. A moment here to look at the numbers for Smith. Some last season stats for him. Last season put up about 9 points a game, 3 assists and 2 rebounds. And there isn't much to write home about with his numbers. I think he'd like to up his contributions.
Yeah, but you got to earn that chance. I mean, you get what you earn. His numbers are fine, but he's not going to get a lot more floor time unless he turns it up a notch.
The Wizards with the lead. The pass to Wagner. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup.
Old school D right there, just telling them no easy layups. It's as simple as that. And that's what you expect from them.
It's his first trip to the line.
Shooting 2.
And the first one drops. Culver's checked in for Wiggins. So he gets them both. And here's Napier. He has 5. Pass to Towns. Over Bryant. And it's Towns missing. And here are the Wizards now. They're on a 17-6 run. Wall passes to Bryant. It's rebounded by Towns. Timberwolves trail by 4. To the middle. Here's Culver, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
Yet another player from the 2019 draft class who wasn't a top high school recruit. Jarrett Culver, 3-star guy, thin, unrefined, but in that sophomore year of college, boy, did he surprise some folks.
Free throw drops for Culver. And Greg, when you talk about Culver, the one thing he did show in high school and again showed at Texas Tech, the ability to score.
Yeah, and he creates and makes shots against great defenders. Every team in the NBA is looking for that. His jumper, his handle, his ability to move without the ball, already NBA level stuff.
And so he hits both.
And Culver's game just screams potential. Already a good scorer, rebounder, and passer. Now the next step, improving that outside shot.
Wall passes to Mahinmi. Over Towns. Bank shot, no good.
Boy, great effort on defense there against a guy who typically makes that.
Here's Lehman. Another shot. It's good. This game is all even. 14 points for Karl Anthony Towns.
Boy, he scores in so many different ways. He's a huge matchup problem for any team. Towns can fill it up in a hurry.
Here's Bonga. Wall passes to Wagner. Rebound, Minnesota. Vonleh's got his 5th rebound in this one. Now here's Napier, covered by Smith. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead there.
Oh, that's terrific defense there. That's how you protect the rim.
And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. There's the foul. That's against Minnesota.
Shooting 2.
And he makes the first. Washington making some changes. Bertanis, he's checked in for Wagner. And Thomas subbed in for John Wall. That one misses, so he goes 1 for 2. They play the clock right, then go 2 for 1.
Just got to time it up right.
They get it back. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Nice recognition by Towns there. I mean, catches the defender out of position and then sails the foul call.
The Timberwolves have shot 9 of 11 at the free throw line. That free throw, no good. And the last 2 years, Karl Anthony Towns getting a rap as a bad defender. Clark, do you think that's fair to say?
You know what, Kevin? I don't think it's as fair as it once was. He's not nearly the defensive liability he used to be. He's better defensively one-on-one, and I think he's improved in his ability to switch and rotate on smaller players.
Outside Thomas. He kicks to Mahinmi. Smith outside. Got a hand on it. Oh, trying for it. And it goes out of bounds. That one is off Smith. Minnesota's gone 1 of 4 from 3-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. Here's Napier. 8 points his last outing. Pass to Towns. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Towns has got 17.
You know, for a guy with Towns' size, I mean, to have this level of body control, tell you what, it's no wonder the contact didn't bother the shot.
So that'll be it for the first half. Fairly even battle underway in this one. Timberwolves lead by 2. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. With Karl Anthony Towns. Karl, you got some scoring going in that first half. What did you take advantage of?
I'm just finding spots, not chasing it, letting it come to me. Just using what my teammates give me.
Productive half so far, Karl Anthony. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon to follow right here on 2K Sports.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
It is a good game we have here after one half of play. Everybody, welcome back for our halftime show. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny Smith. It's Minnesota out in front at the half. They've got a 2-point lead. Kenny, what's your take?
You have to love a team that pounds the offensive glass. That's going to gain you extra possessions. And check this out. Sometimes just having more offensive chances than your opponent wins the basketball game.
And over to Shaq, your take on the Wizards.
The thing I like is their aggressive approach and getting to the line. You know, when things seem to stagnate on offense, it's sometimes a matter of forcing your will. This team can generate a lot of points and also dictate the pace of the game if they play with that aggressiveness.
And that'll about do it as we get ready for the second half. Let's take you down to Kevin Harlan.
Shout out to my man Joel.
Joel, what up?
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. And what can you say? Towns, an impressive effort here.
Well, with a double-double in hand through 2 quarters, you can just imagine what his stat line will look like at the end of this one.
Yeah, he's got that locked-in look in his eyes tonight, and he's not going to start taking it easy. I think he's going to be going hard until that final whistle blows.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. And it's Teague with the ball, but he brings it up for the Timberwolves. They've led by as many as 11 points. Wiggins and Covington fill the wing. Vonleh and Towns, the duo inside. And it's Teague in at the 1 spot. So that's the Timberwolves 5. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on John Wall. That'll be his second foul of the game. Minnesota in the lead. Outside Teague, pass to Towns. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
And you look at how Towns is so effective on offense, and it's because he really has the entire package for a big man. Back to the basket, facing up, playing outside or in, off the bounce or on the catch. This guy can do it all.
And Towns drops them both. And Greg, as you said, it's the skill level of Towns at his young age that is so incredible.
Very capable 3-ball shooter, but he likes backing you down on the block as well. You step back and look at what he can do for a team, and there aren't really any holes in his game.
Covington's shot is off. Wizards trail by 4. Here's Beal. Good D by Covington.
And they start the second half with 3 straight misses.
And it's Wiggins with the jam.
What a play from Wiggins. Fantastic in out-quicking the defense off the dribble. Bang!
And Wall kicks to Bryant. Trying to break that ice-cold streak. It's rebounded by Vonleh. Vonleh's got 7 rebounds in the game.
That's a big donut, folks, here. Start the second half. 4 straight they've missed.
Now, here's Covington. He's got 5. The pass to Wiggins. Clock at 6. Shoots over Beal. That one wide left.
That's 1 for their first 4 to start the second half.
Nice move. And he sinks the layup. Beal's got 6.
And they get one. Now 1 of 5 here in the third.
Outside Teague. Pass to Towns. The kick out to Teague. Towns down low, defended by Bryant. And it's Towns missing.
Clearly out of rhythm now, guys. I mean, just 1 for 5 to begin the second half.
And Wall with the slam.
I'll tell you, when Wall is scoring like this, it's special to watch. A spectacular, explosive performer.
For Minnesota, they've gone only 1 of 5 from the field since halftime. Very slow start offensively. Here's Towns. The shot, no good. Nice D from Bryant. Inside, Beal, and finished off by Beal.
And that's a nice assist from Wall. Scanning the floor, just looking to find the best shot possible.
The Timberwolves shooting around 40% from the floor here. Teague the pass to Covington. Now Towns. And the shot is good. Towns has got 21.
The ball distribution was there. I mean, outstanding work all the way around.
Teague against Wall. Deflects the pass. Covington dishes to Wiggins. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Now it's a 4-point Timberwolves lead.
They've been going to him an awful lot this game, and you can see why. He's pouring it on.
Wall passes to Wagner. Over Vonleh. A fader. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Wagner's got his 3rd basket of the night.
Nice job getting inside for the layup. Got the deep thinking jump shot. Gave a little pump fake. And then off to the races.
For Minnesota, they've gone 3 of 8 so far in the third quarter, looking to lock in that rhythm. Teague against Wall. Teague drives in, dishes it to Towns. And a wide open look here for Wiggins. The offensive rebound. Here's Vonleh. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. It's going to be on John Wall.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
Yeah, the officials didn't need to talk that one over. It was obvious.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
No good on that one. And the second free throw, good. Here's Wall. He's got 15. And Wall slams it home.
And always a bonus to have a point guard who can dunk the basketball. Wall has great initiative when it comes to rising up and throwing it down.
Outside Teague. And it's sent back by Bryant. And he recovers it. And that's out of bounds. Minnesota will retain possession.
And let's see the stat sheet here on Bradley Beal. Coming off a terrific season. 11th in scoring. And he was also among the top 20 in steals. That ability is more unique than folks realize. Very valuable defensively.
Oh, yeah, one of the most dependable scorers in the league. He really saved him in several games a season ago. Wiggins, Beal with the steal. Wagner passes to Bryant. For the lead, he lays it in. Bryant's got 6. All right, well, look at how the hustle game has been going for the Wizards.
Boy, their hounding, harassing effort at the defensive end, very impressive. And they forced quite a few turnovers as a result.
They have, but you also can't overlook how well they defended the rim, as they've challenged every shot and also gotten quite a few blocks as well.
Great pass. John Wall is really good at finding the open man.
Timberwolves trail by 3. Teague dishes to Wiggins. Towns against Bryant. Towns down low. Bryant with the rebound. Bryant's got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. Drops in the layup for 2. Beal's got the lead up to 5 now for Washington.
And defensively, they've gotten a little careless, not playing with the same focus we saw in the first.
Here's Teague. 6 points for him. Out to the wing. Bryant against Towns. Over Bryant. The putback. It's good on the putback.
That is really good work there on the offensive glass.
And the Wizards with possession. They get to take on the Magic at Orlando after this one. That'll be the last game of their very short 3-game road tour. Another one falls for Washington.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
And so it's Teague with it. He'll bring it up for Minnesota. It's a 5-point game. Looking to get back on track here. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. Bradley Beal picks one up. And last year, a tough one for Jeff Teague. Just couldn't put together his normal level of play.
You know, Teague missed some games with injury, but his shot just wasn't consistent. His passing and playmaking were as strong as ever, but you just couldn't rely on him to score.
Shooting 2.
And the first one at the line is good.
And you know what I like most about Teague is his confidence. I mean, he's unflappable. He's cool and composed, and yet plays the game with a real fire.
Looking at who's out there now for the Timberwolves. Jang, he's checked in for Karl Anthony Towns. Culver comes in for Robert Covington. And it's Napier in for Andrew Wiggins. He's off on the second.
You know, his scoring efficiency has been low, and it's not helping them on the scoreboard.
Oh, and there's the alley-oop. And stolen by Jeff Teague. Now, here's Culver, covered by Smith. Here's Vonleh. He gets that one. Vonleh's got 8.
How about the recognition from Culver? Terrific at realizing when the defense has broken down.
Thomas feeling it out a bit. Bryant finds Thomas. 6 to shoot. And that one drops for him. 5 points in the game.
That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint.
And you know, it doesn't matter how good your defense is on the perimeter if you're going to allow easy ones inside like that.
Timberwolves trail by 4. Culver with it. He's got 6. Rebounded by the Wizards. Bryant's got rebound number 11 for him here tonight. Beal the pass to Bertans. And now here's the 2K leaderboard with the teams that last season scored the most second chance points in the NBA. In the 3rd spot, the Timberwolves.
That's an effort stat for me. I mean, it shows you how hard this team works in the paint. They continue to pound the backboard.
The first free throw is good. Lehman, he's checked in for the Timberwolves. And Washington making a change here. And so he makes both from the line. Timberwolves trail by 6. Now here's Teague. He's got 7. Here's the floater. Can't hit from in close. Wizards shooting 47%, pretty solid. Smith with it, picked up by Teague. And it's Smith penetrating. Yep, that one goes. Smith's got the lead up to 8 now for Washington. And the Timberwolves with possession here. Napier passes to Jang. To the inside, Teague. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed. Teague's got 9.
Gorgie Jang doing a nice job getting the ball to the open teammate there. Nicely done.
Outside Thomas. The dish to Smith. Over Teague. Rebound by Jang.
They've been the better rebounding team by a healthy margin, but it hasn't been enough.
Yeah, you know, they're hustling and giving a good effort, that's for sure, but unfortunately, the execution has been lacking.
Now, here's Napier. 5 points in the game. And it's in there. And now it's just a 4-point Wizards lead.
They didn't have much of a problem getting the ball into the post that time.
Smith against Teague. Smith the pass to Bonga. To the paint. Here's Thomas. Lays it up off the glass. Thomas got 4 points now in the quarter.
Good to see Thomas get himself going, showing he's more than just a perimeter shooter. Great touch.
And Zhang kicks to Culver. Knocked away. Outside Thomas. And the rejection by Zhang. And he gets it back. Smith finds Thomas. Down low. Here's Bertanis. No good. Shot missing. So Minnesota will take it the other way. Napier with it. Thomas is on him. Outside Teague. Shot clock at 5. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. And a quick look at how the Minnesota Timberwolves schedule is shaping up. On Saturday, the Houston Rockets will come into town. And then on Monday, they'll be matching up against Rudy Gobert and the Utah Jazz.
And if I'm this team, I'm looking at this as a barometer to see how we stack up against some of the top teams in the league. They'll have to be at their best. But if they come out of this with some success, I think it'll build momentum for the rest of the run.
First free throw is good. And the Wizards making a change here. Wagner's checked in. He's perfect from the line this time.
And just a better job of getting to the line here in the second half. Didn't get there once in the first.
Smith up top. Teague covering to the middle. Stolen. And now Minnesota on the fast break. Here's Culver. Second chance shot. And good work on the boards. They pick up the second chance points. Culver's got his 3rd basket of the night right there. Now here's Thomas, guarded closely. 1:24 left in the 3rd. 6 on the shot clock. The Wizards with another miss. And here's Napier. He'll bring it up for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Trailing by 2. Kicks it to Zhang. for the tie. The shot goes down, and it gets this game back to even. Zhang's got 7.
And, you know, we all know about Zhang's high motor. Defensively, you can't just let him float around the glass. You've got to get a body on him.
Here's Wagner. 10 points for him. There's a whistle, and it goes on Isaiah Thomas. That's his 3rd foul so far. Bonus situation in effect, so we'll head to the free throw line for 2.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
No good on the free throw. Minnesota making a switch here. Towns is checked in. And that drops, so they now lead by 1.
Yeah, that's a big miss right there. Now only a 1-point lead.
We'll see if they want to trade 2 for 1 here.
Got to time up that clock to do so.
Thomas dishes to Smith. Bunga deciding where to go with it. Back to Smith. Thomas passes to Wagner. Over Zhang. Tried to bank it in, but he misses.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
And you know what, guys? That will pump him up because he takes a ton of pride in what he does on defense.
And the rejection by Towns. That will count. And no luck with that time on the buzzer beater. We're at the end of the 3rd, and we've still got a close one. Timberwolves ahead, up 1. We're going to step aside for just a second, but join us right back here for the start of the 4th quarter next. And let's take now this moment to bring up our State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with this feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Yeah, that's just a brilliant read of the defense. I mean, it was also excellent anticipation of the movement of his teammates before the pass. Just great harmony on all sides.
And I know I speak for all of us when I say I can't wait to see what kind of finish awaits us here in the 4th quarter. So the Wizards 5 right now. Travis Berton's out there with Wagner. Then it's Isaiah Thomas. Then there's Ish Smith. And it's Bunga in at the 3 slot. Now here is Smith. And Jarrett Culver gets the whistle that time. That's foul number 2 for him. Outside Thomas. The floater, and the layup is good. Thomas got the first field goal of the 4th quarter here for Washington.
You know, you've got to have the floater in your bag if you're a little guy because it negates the size advantage most defenders are going to have on you.
Now Napier. Here's Towns, and he uses the glass on the layup. Time running low, guys, and somebody has got to win this one.
Yeah, well, who knows? We might need overtime in this one. It's been that kind of a game.
Now here's Thomas. Pass to Wagner. Smith on the wing. Just 5 on the clock. Got a piece of it.
And great positioning there from Culver. That's what allowed him to get the block.
The kick out to Towns. No good on the triple.
We know how good a shooter he is. It's frustrating for him when he's not able to knock down that kind of wide open look.
And almost gets it to go, so he'll shoot 2 here. All right, well, a look at how the points have been generated so far. Scoring breakdown for the Timberwolves.
But they're rebounding. They've given themselves a lot of second chances, and it's really helped them.
And also, how about the points they've gotten in transition or on the fast break tonight? That's been a huge factor as well.
That's good from Thomas.
You know, it's so much fun watching Thomas play. I mean, his game is similar to Allen Iverson's in some ways, particularly when you think about the confidence both of those guys played with. They never back down.
Here's what Minnesota's going with right now. Robert Covington comes in for Gorgie Dang, and Wiggins is subbed in for Lehman. He hits one, then misses the second attempt from the free throw line.
Yeah, look, you'd like to take the lead on that possession, but at least he was able to tie the game up.
They get it back. Wiggins, no good with the layup. And the Wizards with possession. Thomas passes to Hachimura. That shot missing. Good D by Covington. Wiggins drives in, and it's Wiggins with the jam.
Well, I think this is an ideal recipe for Wiggins. Attacking on the drive, making people try to match up with his athleticism. That's a winning combination for Wiggins.
Wall finds Bertans. They break it out 5-on-3. Napier with it. Now Thomas defending. Nice D from Wall. The Wizards have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. Outside for Thomas. Passes to Bertans. Shoots over Towns. And again, Washington no good.
Fadeaway was the right shot there because it got his attempt away from the defender, but the touch was poor.
Nice ball movement by Minnesota.
You know, in addition to being a fantastic shooter, Covington is also an incredible athlete. Somebody who looks to drop the hammer when he's free near the hoop.
Right wing. Back to Thomas. Here's Hachimura.
And you can see what makes Hachimura a tough cover. He can beat you with finesse, and also he can bring the hard hat.
And he knocks down the first one. Lonley's checked in for Culver. Thomas Bryant, he's checked in for Washington. Beal comes in for Thomas. And he can't hit the second. And the level of detail that Robert Covington approaches defense with is just phenomenal. He is always prepared for his matchup.
Yeah, and that's why he's an outstanding defender, Kevin, because he's got the physical attributes. He's got excellent speed and quickness for a guy of his size, good length and strength, outstanding hands. But he does a nice job of studying his opponent and what he needs to do to be effective defensively. I think he's one of the better defenders in the game and on the wing.
Well, last season we got a glimpse of what a Bradley Beal team looks like as he led the way for the Wizards after Wall went down.
And really, Beal took it upon himself to kind of keep this team moving forward. And it was his best season to date. Career highs in scoring, and also was creating more for his teammates in Wall's absence.
Timberwolves have gotten only 3 of their 9 field goal attempts to go down since the end of the third. Pretty cold down the stretch. Here's Covington. Rebound by the Wizards. And here's Wall. Lob pass to Bryant. They now take the lead. And the Wizards lead by 1. Boy, right down to the wire here. Still anyone's ball game.
Yeah, and after all the energy both sides have expended, both teams still hungry for the win.
Here's Teague following the bucket by the Wizards. Here's Towns, and that comes off the assist by Jeff Teague. Towns has got 4 points this quarter.
And I'm trying to think of how many 7-footers I know with that level floater in their arsenal. It's a short roll call list, folks.
Time called here. The Wizards decide to talk it over. You look at Towns, he's really been playing well.
He's really taking it to him inside. They got to find a way to slow him down.
And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, during that break, Kevin, I heard what Scott Brooks said to his team. He said, look, you guys are playing physical, and I like that, but it has to be under control. We've committed way too many fouls. We've allowed way too many foul shots. Kevin?
Thank you, David. Now here's Towns. Connects from three-point range. Towns has got 28 points for the game.
He can be dangerous from outside. Sure, he didn't get one to go in the first, but we know he can get on a roll and knock him down.
Here's Wagner. Outside, Beal. And there's the pass to Wagner. Outside for Beal. Wagner. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Oh, great timing. He is one tough customer on that offensive glass.
You know, it's like he has a sixth sense of where that rebound is going.
And that sixth sense, guys, might be better than just about anybody else's.
Teague against Wall. Here's Bryant. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. Vonleh's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. And that one's good. Wiggins.
You gotta love his hustle, leaving the defense no time to react.
And you know you're going to get those buckets, guys, when you're quick to get out on the break. Get that ball up the court as fast as you can.
Now here's Bryant. And stolen by Vonleh. Teague the pass to Towns. And the dunk by Towns.
Jeff Teague doing exactly what a point guard should do, setting up his guys nicely.
And Wall kicks to Beal. Goes back up. From outside the arc, drains the three-pointer. Beal's got 11 points here in just the second half.
Boy, he's having a great half here. Exactly the opposite of the first.
Timberwolves leading by 3. Here's Wiggins off the left rim and out.
You look at him, and he's a little hit and miss from there, even without a defender in his face. No guarantee.
And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. That free throw, no good. Good on the second free throw.
Yeah, being down 2 points instead of 1 thanks to the free throw miss makes getting a stop here absolutely critical.
Floats one, and Teague finishes inside. And the Timberwolves lead by 4.
And every small guy should have this shot. Teague loves the float. A nearly unguardable shot when he gets it up that quick.
Pass to Hachimura. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It goes on Noah Vonleh. And that one falls for Hachimura. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. Here's Wiggins. Pass to Towns. The tray. And Wagner pulls it down. Wagner's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Inside, here's Beal. That doesn't go on the chance to tie. Minnesota's gotten just 1 of 4 3-pointers to go down for them here in the fourth. Vonleh's shot is good.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now, Greg, they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
Missing. Minnesota leading by 4. Wiggins with it, and he drops in the layup off the glass.
Boy, Wiggins does it in so many different ways, Kevin, and that scoring versatility of his, special. This time he got it done in the painted area.
Wall with the bounce pass. Whoops, they pick off the pass. Here's Beal, and good, he nails it. Beal's got 8 here in the quarter.
And he has starting to turn it on now after that slow start.
Passes it to Towns. Here's the 3. That's good, and so Teague with the assist. Teague's got his 3rd assist on the night. Wizards trail by 7. It's Bryant, high post. Towns on him. Wall finds Beal. Here is Bryant, covered by Wiggins. Here's Wall. And so Washington again turning it over.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
Timberwolves leading by 7. Outside Teague. To the inside. Vonleh. And the dunk by Vonleh.
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA, the lead is what it is right now.
You know, you look at it, the communication is lacking, as is the trust. They can ill afford those types of breakdowns. It won't work. You can't win with those kind of breakdowns.
And they hold a huge advantage on the backboard.
Greg, and that's been the key to this league. I mean, they've really dominated the glass.
And so it's Beal. He'll bring it up for the Washington Wizards. Out to the right wing. Here's Hachimura. And the foul on Andrew Wiggins. So that will be his 2nd foul of the game. We're in the bonus, and we'll go to the line to shoot 2. Free throw, good, Bryant. That misses, so he splits the free throws. Timberwolves leading by 8. Here's the break. Teague with a clean look and misses it off the right side of the rim. Washington's gone 1 of 2 from 3-point range here in the 4th. Here's Beal. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. The first one falls. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time.
And he's made more of an effort here to put pressure on the defense in the second half and create some contact and free throw opportunities.
Now here's Towns. Lays it up and banks it in. Towns has got 35 in the game.
Towns attacks the basket with such a ferocity and never give up attitude. I love that about him, guys.
Wall passes to Hachimura. Good D by Covington.
And the activity he shows around the rim is why he is such a respected defender.
And you know what? He's not going to give up an easy finish at the rim. I mean, that's just against his constitution.
Now here's Teague. Now the pass to Towns. That's good, and so Teague with the assist. Teague's got 5 assists tonight.
Man, I like how Teague sets the table, keeping his eyes up so he can spot the open teammate. Nice.
Now here's Wall. A minute 50 left in the fourth quarter. 2 points. That one goes. Wall's got 19 points.
And despite the size disadvantage, attacking the heart of that defense.
You know what, guys, honestly, I didn't think he'd win that battle. I mean, that's a lot of height to give up.
Here's Teague following the basket by John Wall. Pass to Towns. Back to Teague. Just 5 to shoot. A three-pointer. Wiggins. Out of bounds. Washington takes possession. Bertanis. He's checked in for Mo Wagner. Wizards trail by 8. Towns with the steal. And that's going to be too many steps. Gets the whistle on the travel. So it's Washington now. But they'll get another chance. And again, Washington no good. Outside Teague. And Thomas Bryant gets the whistle that time. That will get him his 4th foul of the game. The Timberwolves working the ball around now. Clock at 6. Here's Wiggins, and he makes that one. And the Timberwolves lead by 10.
They made the most of their opportunities, looking comfortable and locked in throughout the night.
Boy, they've given their fans plenty to cheer about, that's for sure. Effort, skill, coaching, you name it, they've done it.
.36 seconds left in the game. Pass to Towns. And there are the Timberwolves with another bucket.
Saw the opportunity to put this away and did not turn it down.
And, you know, this run shows what kind of attitude this team has. I mean, the win is there. Go get it.
Now here's Wall. He dishes it to Beal. Left side, Bryant. Shoots over Towns. And there's Bryant. That's good on the assist from Beal. So it's Minnesota now. They're leading by 8. Now Towns. And so the Timberwolves take the win. Even early on in this one, it seemed like they were happy to be playing at home tonight.
And it makes a big difference. Once they started to really play in rhythm, you never felt like they had any doubts as to whether or not they were going to win.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Hey, Kevin, thank you. Andrew, an impressive win for you guys. How will you look back on tonight?
It feels great, I think the whole team played great. We shared the ball, we grabbed rebounds, we made big possessions, so I think it was a great game.
Hey, Andrew, congrats again. Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA on 2K Sports. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.